In today's high-tech collision environment, it's really important to have your finger on the pulse of your business. And one way to do that is through the capture of data to find out what's going on within your business model. And with us today, we have Jim Compton, the owner of J. Hunter & Associates. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Roger. Pleasure to be here.
Say, Jim, you know, when it comes to paint materials, that's probably one of the most unknown areas in the business. Would you agree?
It seems to be one of the most neglected areas. It's a small area, but it's still an important profit center for the shops.
So basically, what kind of service do you offer that can help me with that situation?
What we do is we take a ton of data and we turn it into information. Most importantly, we turn it into actionable information.
Now, when you say a ton of data, does that mean that if I'm taking on your services, is going to have to supply you with a lot of information?
No, this is about as painless as anything you're ever going to get into. We get one file from the paint distributor, the jobber, of your purchases. We get 4 inputs from each shop each month. And from that, we drive what we call lean material management reports, focusing on every aspect of material consumption in the shop.
So when you say material consumption, you mean like my paints, my clears, my base finishes?
Absolutely. Your abrasives, your masking materials, your repair materials, your plastic fillers, your polyester glazes, your masking tapes, all materials, all paint and materials. Everything that goes into that P&M, yes, the paint material, and things that may be other cost of goods sold in the body shop related to paint materials.
So that takes it down pretty granular, so I can actually look at every little detail within my business model.
Absolutely. The nice thing about our reports is we have a very granular look by the part number, which will work great for a painter. We have a little higher level, which is more for like a production manager. How am I doing per vehicle? How many vehicles are going out this month? How many gallons of clear? That type of mode. And then we've got what I call the 10,000 foot view, which is for the shop owner. Am I making a profit, and how's it trending? Are my profits going up? Are my profits going down? We try and keep it as simple as that.
That's excellent. Now, if I take on your service, well, how do I get trained, and how do I actually know how to use all this data effectively?
No, that's the great thing. There is no training. Once we get involved with the shop and jobber, we set up a non-disclosure agreement so that all the data is safe. We do not compare pricing. We do not compare discounts. We're really focused on the products and how they're used, or in some cases misused, in the shops. That's where the big difference is.
That's a good point. Now, when I get around to different shop locations, they're always wondering how they compete in the marketplace with other businesses to see how they're performing.
Oh, great point, Roger. Any shop standing by itself feels they're doing a great job of materials. When you start comparing that on broader and broader scales, you get more refined information. Comparing yourself to other 20 groups or the shops in your area that are doing similar work, let's just say a DRP shop in Detroit, Michigan. Comparing yourself to other similar DRP shops in Michigan is a whole lot more valuable than comparing yourself to some shop in Florida or Hawaii or California.
Exactly.
How do you do in your marketplace?
We
call that a region.
Yep, that's important. I think for any business owner, they want to know how they're doing within their area, and that really provides a lot of information. Now, expense. I mean, this sounds like a real expensive proposition. What's involved with this?
The average shop is buying gallons of plastic filler every month, right, and they're buying quarts of hardener. Our product costs to the end user, to the shop, less than half a quart of hardener for their urethane clears.
So if I'm hearing this correctly, I can go ahead and give you connections where I have where I'm making purchases from. You gather all that data. You put together data outcomes to let me have my finger on the pulse of my business, and it's really quite inexpensive and quite...
My challenge to you as a shop owner, any shop owner, if you can't save the cost of our report each and every month, drop our reports.
Well, great. Well, Jim, where do they get more information on this?
Obviously, you can come to us online. We're at leanmaterialmanagement.com. We work with jobbers and shops. We work across all paint lines, all paint manufacturers. And again, we do have a non-disclosure agreement for all shops and jobbers, so they know their data is secure with us.
Thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure, Roger.